Congratulations to Portugal, UEFA Nations League champions. Congrats to them. They win their second Nations League. And congrats mostly to Cristiano Ronaldo, the guy, the captain, 40 years old, their greatest player ever, one of the three greatest players in football history. He carried this nation on his back for many, many years while they were poor, while they were in the mud, like when they did not have anywhere near the quality to compete in major tournaments. And now they're beating Spain. Listen, I was saying before this match that from what I saw in the Euros and what I saw in the Nations League so far, Spain are not just the best team in Europe, they're the best team in the world. And they'd be my number one favorite to win the World Cup next year here in America. But what I saw from them today was not great. I will admit what's not great. I raved about Lamine Yamal. I said that is there a conversation for Lamine Yamal being the best player in the world? Not just going to be, currently the best player in the world. He was a non-factor today. He was a non-factor today. He didn't make the damage on the right side of the line in anywhere near the same way that he did against France. Now, to be fair, that is not fully his fault. He's a 17-year-old kid. We can't bash somebody who's that young for just being crap or whatever, because he's not. Nuno Mendes, the best left back in the world, was on a heater today. He was by far the best player on the pitch. He terrorized Lamine Yamal, didn't allow him to do anything on that right-hand side. And attacking-wise, brilliant, sensational. That first goal, something of magic. I absolutely loved it. Had a chance to get another goal, thought it was a penalty. I don't think it was, but he was just terrorizing that side. His height, his speed, his strength, his agility, his great defending, his through passes. Nuno Mendes is great. He's a baller. He's an absolute baller. You pair that up with the phenomenal defense of Ruben Diaz, Vitinha in the midfield, obviously Ronaldo down the middle, but Gonzalo Ramos is able to come in as well and play great defense as well. I really like Diego Costa, great goalkeeper. Portugal have a really good team. A really good team. They didn't even start Leao, who, I'll be honest, in like half an hour, Leao was better than Lamine Yamal was the entire game. More like 45 minutes. But Leao, instant impact when he came on that left-hand side. Instant impact. I heard the commentator say today that coming into a match in the middle, being substituted on, is kind of like trying to jump onto a treadmill that's already running. Like, that's what it feels like, because you're trying to figure out, you don't understand the pace of the game, the way things are going, how everybody is feeling and playing right now. You don't feel it. You can see it, but you don't feel it. And he came in and instant impact. I'm surprised he didn't start, but major respects to Portugal. And like I said, Spain are still a phenomenal team. They're missing key pieces. They'll get Rodri back. They'll get Danny Carvajal back. But I was greatly unimpressed by their performance today. Now, obviously, it did take extra time and penalties, but you just thought that Spain on paper are the better team. Clearly the better team. But Portugal just wanted it more. And you can see what it means to represent your nation. Playing for your club and winning trophies for your club is great. Winning the Champions League, it's the pinnacle of club football. Nothing can get past it. But a Nations League trophy, a glorified friendly to some people, I wouldn't consider it that, but this just means more to everybody involved. We saw Ronaldo in tears, in utter tears. In his last three Champions Leagues for Real Madrid, I don't think I saw him cry at the end of the match, but he cried for winning trophies with Portugal because it just means so much more. He doesn't know how many more opportunities he'll have to represent his country, and that's what it means to represent your country. You know, I kind of feel bad that in American sports, there's not really that level. You know, Team USA didn't cry when they beat France in the gold medal match because they were expected to. Not saying that they didn't have great competition, but you better win gold. That was the assumption from everybody there. With all the players that you got and all the players everybody else got, you better win gold. But representing your country in this sport is just different. It's different. And international football is probably the highest level that you'll get in sport in terms of emotions. I say that after watching the greatest Grand Slam match of my life this morning, but it's probably the highest level you'll get in terms of emotions. And I love the way Ronaldo reacted. I saw the way that Spain reacted. I feel so bad for Alvaro Morata. He was just thrust into the game in the middle. And you could tell he was never confident going up taking that penalty. I was like, I have a feeling this is going to be the one that misses because the penalties have been phenomenal. Gonzalo Ramos, Bruno Fernandes, Nuno Mendes, Isco had one that just tipped in. All great penalties. Morata just looked timid from the moment that he stepped up. And you just think, if there's a penalty that isn't going to go in, it's going to be this one. And That's what happened. That's what happened. And you got to feel for him. You got to feel for him just because people don't realize the whole context of the game. Spain lost this game in regulation. They just happened to officially lose it in the penalty shootout. That's the thing that people don't realize. You had already lost the match. By allowing it to get to penalties, you've already lost the match because you should have buried them by a lot. Because on paper, you are the better team. But Morata's going to take the blame, even though he wasn't the guy out there for 90 minutes playing ineffectively. Great performances by Dean Housen. I love him. Cucurella was causing damage. Lamine Yamal was very disappointing, but Alvaro Morata is going to get the blame, even though he was not the one who was the direct factor in Spain not being great for most of the match. So, yeah. And when they proposed the Nations League idea, I just felt like they have so many national friendlies, international friendlies every year, like 8 to 10 per year. It felt like that's what all the international breaks were. It's like, hey, let's take some of these games, not increase the amount of games, even though they've probably done that, but just make the games that are there more important. And that's what they've done. They've made them more important. They've added an additional trophy. And now we have more exciting football that isn't just preseason style football. I say preseason exhibition style football, which I love. But major shout out, congratulations to Portugal. It is a football obsessed country right next to Spain, bordering Spain, who has kind of had to live in its shadow. And they are now not just a country that is defined by one player, who is one of the greatest players of all time, but they are a country that is defined by being an excellent team. And in one match, do I think it's impossible for them to beat any team in the world? Not after what I just saw, because I thought Spain were miles by far the best team in the world based on what we saw in the Euros and so far in the Nations League. But in one match, do I put it past Portugal to beat anybody in the world? I do not. I do not. So major respect to them. Major respect to Cristiano Ronaldo. Go celebrate it. Enjoy it. Fun match. Didn't start off great, but then definitely picked up steam, and we got some brilliant goals and we got some brilliant moments. Really good goal by Cristiano Ronaldo. That's just being in the right place at the right time over two defenders. Great goal by Nuno Mendes. Oyarzabal scored the goal as well. That was really good. But Portugal won this match through resilience and mindset. They wanted this way more than Spain did, who you just felt like were okay with being complacent. They were okay with downplaying this trophy, and Portugal weren't. It matters way more to them because Spain have a World Cup and multiple Euros under their belt. 3 in the last, 16 years in Euros and the World Cup. Portugal don't have that. So they knew how much more important it was for them winning this match. What a game. Great performance by them. And it was a very fun watch. It was a very fun watch.